This is a great question. Occasionally when I'm traveling and speaking on Sabbath, somebody will say that they have too much leisure in their life, that they need to be motivated. And I simply point out that the Bible says very clearly, 6 days shall you work, and then on the seventh it is a Sabbath unto the Lord. And to recover, it's vitally important that we recover a biblical doctrine in view of work. Work is primarily the way we reflect the image of God, that he was a worker. He worked for 6 days. He put us in the garden to work. We were lonely, but he wasn't so much worried about our emotional state or our sexual needs. He was worried about the work needs to be done, so he brings along to Adam a woman to help him in the work. So our identity is very deeply, profoundly rooted in and our being made in the image of God is rooted in this call and to work and the holiness of work. Work becomes difficult after the fall, but work is part of the created order and the pre-fallen order. And so I would say it is just as I said a moment ago, it's important to hear a prophetic critique of our culture of total work. It's also, I think, important to hear a prophetic critique of our culture of leisure. And what we're really called to do is this vigorous work that's a reflection, robust creative work. We name things, we work with our hands, it's got a physical component to it, it's intellectually engaging, it calls out the best in us, it calls out the most from us. And so we do that with all our heart as unto the Lord. And then Sabbath comes to us as truly what it is, a gift, not just more of the extension and a broadening out of this culture of leisure. In fact, leisure is going to be the least helpful idea to think about Sabbath, because leisure is this is simply an escape from work, where Sabbath is seen as this entity that exists independent of work. It's not a reward for work. It's not Sabbath isn't to prepare you for your next day of work. It may have all of that practical functionality to it, but in reality, Sabbath is the thing that God has uniquely blessed, set apart, invited us into, and does its own work in us while we don't work. And so anyhow, to come back to the core question, what do you say to somebody who's lazy, self-indulgent, listless, or whatnot? I would say 6 days shall you work.